Currently over at AOL, working within the mobile group. I've got a lot of experience working on a lot of different things. This highlights most of my career for the last 15 plus years. And I say 15 plus because it sounds better than what I could actually say. Makes me feel a little younger. In fact, I would ask, what does this mean? And that's kind of what it means to me. At least at AOL, I'm the old guy. So I used to design within a process that kind of looked like this. If you're a developer, then you're familiar with this. This is a waterfall process, right? So we've got product manager sits up front, analyzing business requirements, determining what we need to build. They pass it off to the designer, who goes into their black box. Nobody really knows what they do, but they spit something out that goes to development, and very rarely do we get the end, and the product manager says, that's what I wanted. So, the teams were kind of organized like this. We used to have a studio at AOL. All the designers were in the studio. And then my documentation kind of looked like this. We had binders, big binders, a lot of pages. Probably a lot of it wasn't really looked at, read, but some of it was. Now my process resembles this a little bit more. I was looking for a good kind of whirlpool picture. I couldn't really find it, but the idea is that there's a destination, and we refine until we get to that destination. With teams that are organized kind of like this, it's not exactly, but we don't work in silos, we work in cross-functional teams, and all with the same mission. And the documentation looks a little more like this. Not really, but. Okay, so can anybody tell me what this is? Shout it out. Construction site. Yeah. If we were to interview some of the team members that were at this construction site about what are they doing, what are some of the response? What would we hear? Profanity, maybe. That's good. We might talk to somebody. They might say that they're digging a trench and they're moving dirt. And then sometimes they have to dig a new trench and put that dirt back in the trench that they, depends on if they're doing the right thing. Or we might hear, I'm laying pipes. Talk to somebody else, we might hear, I'm pouring concrete. And yet, talk to somebody else, they might say, I'm designing a luxury condominium skyscraper. Well, my first principle to successful design for mobile is to share a common vision. And to share that across a multidisciplinary team. So this means collaboration. It means that when somebody asks anyone on the team, what are we doing? The answer is kind of the same. So the thing I think mobile is great for this is because we tend to focus more on utility that's tangential to maybe what somebody is already doing. So for example, if we talk to this guy, this is kind of like the person that said he's all three, right? But if we talk to this guy, he'd say, maybe, I'm making a red vase. Or he might say, I'm, making a red vase for flowers. Or, he's the developer, but he's most likely also the designer and the product owner. My next point is keep it simple. This is from Leonardo da Vinci. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. When people are accessing mobile applications, they're out and about. They're on a train, they're shopping, they're experiencing an event. Sometimes they're missing out on events. Maybe they're finding out where they need to go. Got to be careful with this. So for me, like the idea of mobile apps is it's really a new utility. The knife was a little unusual in here, but my father-in-law carries a knife everywhere he goes. Go through here. Remain focused. In the past, when we were more siloed in our organization, it was really difficult to remain focused because you were working on multiple projects and you had multiple responsibilities within the team that you were in, and you tend to think more about the craft of your skill set rather than the craft of what you're creating. At least that's my experience. This is how I like to work. I like to put it all together. I was going to go through the effort of putting a before and after, like you got the ice cream, you got the cherries, the whipped cream, and what would you rather have? This is something that we can agree on and work towards together. So communicate frequently. I have sketch as a team, then build, test, and refine. I do a lot of whiteboarding as a designer, and product management and developers sharing that with me. I feel like it's my job the more successful I can be as a designer is when I actually teach the other team members how to design or help to share with them how I design. And likewise, I like to learn how they code or why we're building what we're building. Workspace, for me, is critical. We have some developers over at AOL that can only do this for a short duration of time. But in general, what we've done recently is we've just lowered all the walls. Everybody gets headphones. And then when we get to a critical point, in a project, we have a project right now we need to launch by TechCrunch Disrupt in New York on the 21st. We're going to huddle in a room for the next 2 to 3 weeks. And right as we're about to kill each other, we'll probably be done, and then we'll go back. But we don't sit in different buildings or different locations. We try to organize our resources if we can to where we have development, product, and design in one location. This is what I love, is the better that we can work from a whiteboard to get to the end result. I got to look at the time, 49 seconds. I try to just document the necessities. This was the point of the bodybuilders as opposed to the elephant. So in just a recap, share a common vision, keep it simple, remain focused, communicate frequently, document necessities. And I would love to talk to anybody. AOL is hiring developers and designers and product managers for mobile, but I would love to tell anybody about my experience working on these apps if they have a chance, and even get feedback. I have them with me. Thank you.